Japanese children's favorite stories by Florence Sakade Illustrated by Yoshisuke Kurosaki. The Ogre and the Rooster. There once was a mountain so high and steep that it seemed to touch the sky. On top of this mountain lived a terrible ogre. He had red skin and a single horn growing out of his head. He was always doing wicked things to the village people at the foot of the mountain. One morning, the farmers of the village who worked at the foot of the mountain went to their fields and saw their vegetables ruined. Someone had pulled them all up and had trampled on them until not a single good one was left. They wondered who could have done such a thing. Then they saw the ogre's footprints all over the ground. This made the farmers angry. They were tired of all the ogre's tricks, and when they looked at the ruined vegetables, they became angrier. They pointed up at the mountain and cried, "Oh, you wicked ogre! Why don't you quit doing these wicked things?" The ogre looked down at them from top of the mountain and answered in a terrible voice, "You must give me a human every day for my supper. Then I'll stop bothering you." The farmers had never heard such a request. They shook their tools at the ogre and shouted back, "Who do you think you are, wanting a human every day?" "I'm the ogrest ogre in the land," the ogre roared back. "That's who I am. There's absolutely nothing I can't do. Ha 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 ha." The ogre's voice echoed loudly through the mountains and made all the trees bend and sway. "All right then," yelled back the farmers. "Let's see how great you really are. If you can build a stone stairway with 100 steps in one night from our fields all the way to the top of the mountain, then we'll do whatever you want." "Why, I can do that," the ogre replied. "And if I haven't finished the stairway before the first rooster crows tomorrow morning, then I promise to go away and never bother you again." As soon as it grew dark, the ogre crept into the village and put a straw hood over the head of every single rooster so it wouldn't see the sun rising. Then the ogre thought to himself, "Now I'll build that stairway." And he set to work building the stairway up the mountain. The ogre worked so hard and so quickly that he already had 99 steps in place when the sun began to rise out of the east. But he only smiled to himself, thinking that the roosters wouldn't be able to crow, and that he still had plenty of time to put that last step in place. But a kind fairy also lived on the mountain. The fairy had been watching the ogre and had seen the mean trick he was playing. So while the ogre was going down the stairway for the last stone, the fairy flew down and took the straw hood off of the head of one of the roosters. The rooster saw the sun rising and crowed loudly, "Quack, quack, quack." This woke up all the other roosters, and they began to crow. The ogre was so surprised to hear this. "I've lost," he cried, and there was just one more step to go. But even ogres must keep their promises. So he stroked his horn very sadly and went far away into the mountains. No one ever saw the ogre again, and the farmers lived happily, very happily, at the foot of the mountain. They finished the stairway up to the mountain and often climbed it on summer evenings to enjoy the wonderful view.